Alright. Hey guys, remember when I had that idea of, hey, maybe I should read or catch up on my last stream so I know what happened last time? Yeah, didn't happen. Good job, me. Acute triangle. Huh. I guess this is the most recent one, so... I think we were looking at... Hold on, this will give us a good rundown. I do remember that they were cleaning. Misha seems to be weaponizing her sickness or whatever, and she chose to happen and choose that particular day to not show up. Just in council room. It's eerily and annoying. Cleaning can't find what I was working on yesterday. And it's in cleaning. That doesn't tell me anything. I can't find it, I'll just go home. It's in the drawer right there. It's not that taunt her. I just have my own system, although I doubt she would believe me if I were to tell her. I'm gonna go look at their shelves to find what I was looking for yesterday. Lazy. That's true, I'm not lazy. You just always go too far. Like, even put the pens back in the original box at the end of each day, all color-coded and everything. I don't think that could be called being a neat freak. Throw in a mug on your desk. Oh, that's right, yeah, they were doing questions together. Quote-unquote talking in class. Yeah, they were working through that. Right, and yeah, that's when they're talking about that Misha might have been sick because of the way she ate a freaking parfait the day before. I remember that. Let's see. Yeah, okay, yeah, so this is all caught up. Okay, yeah, I remember this. Okay. So yeah, they were doing problems together. Because Misha's not around, they had to go and, pick up the slack for two. Well, pick up the slack for the missing person. Okay. So we are caught up. And, apparently Shizune goes overboard in her cleaning, and that she puts everything away in exactly the same boxes and everything. What do you do with it? Throw them in a mug on your desk? Yes, I would do that. Because fuck that noise. Also, appreciating this cutscene called Acute Triangle. Are you less than 9 degrees? Because you're acute. Anyway. That's enough of me and my stupid, funny pickup lines. God. Hey, I don't think that's being organized enough. Oh, I think that's being organized enough. You're so disorganized. You can't even comb your hair down properly. That hurts. It's not like I don't try, it's just don't stay flat. I pick up a box of pens and quickly pop it open to see if she also puts them in so that they're all facing the same direction. She understands what I'm thinking and doesn't look very amused. She's like, I don't know what the fuck. We're like, what the fuck, man? I know what you're doing. It turns out the box doesn't close properly on the bottom, and as soon as I pick it up, they immediately pour out of it like a waterfall. Oh my god. Oh, my fault. I'll get them. Don't worry. Oh, wait, what? Where'd the music stop? I bend down to pick up the pens, forgetting that with her attention focused on them, she couldn't have possibly seen me signing to her. Shizune's head bumps into my chest. Not very hard, but it unbalances me enough to make me fall over. Oh. I laugh it off and expect her to do the same. When she stiffens and backs away from me instead, a feeling of dread begins to creep over me. Wait, I don't understand. Wasn't she the one who, like, initiated the sexy times before? This is like a simple little innocent bump. Why is she... That is a weird reaction. I started thinking about... Sorry, hold on. I'm trying to like open up this can of Topo Chico. Because I know since I'm going to be reading, I am going to be drinking a lot of water. What the fuck kind of straw did I get here? A biodegradable one? Well, whatever, this shit better not be cracking all stupid. Oh god, the fizziness. I started thinking about why she would have such a strange reaction. It's pretty obvious, she just bumped headfirst into someone with a heart condition. Oh, that's... What? I thought she'd... Wait. I mean, obviously he has, like, a problem because he's there in that school, but it's like... Is she aware of what he has exactly? I don't recall them ever actually talking about that. Quote-unquote talking, I guess, because it's signing. Oh. Maybe you're assuming, bro. Shizune would know I have one, having seen the rows and rows of pills lying on the edge of my dresser. Or, at the very least, she would know I have something severe enough to require that much medication, but not visible at a glance. So she is treating me like I'm made of glass. For her, it's the natural way to react. I haven't forgotten how she freaked out back when Emmy knocked into me. Oh, that's right, yeah. Why would it be any different for her? That's right, she did get pretty upset about that, and then she even told her, like, hey, don't be running around in the school or in the hallways. I'm sure she's remembering that right now. I can see it on her face. She looks angry at herself. It would be a good opportunity to bring up that time. Even though I don't want to drag that back up, it'd be a good idea to. It would clear the air. What, the fact that you had a little bit of a sexy fun with her that clearly your heart condition isn't that bad that you can handle it. Still, I'm afraid. And end up saying nothing. Probably because as I imagined having to draw her attention from the floor, and then having to sign what kind of a cripple I am her to her one gesture at a time, the idea begins to seem more and more depressing. Oh, buddy, you're kind of avoiding something that should be talked about, though. I know it's depressing. Sometimes the horror things to talk about are never fun. You really don't want to do it, but sometimes you just gotta get it over with. You gotta rip that band-aid off. And honestly, Shizune seems to be very understanding, as far as I know. But still, I mean, even Shizune should know by now that, hey, like, we messed around a little. He didn't seem to have, like, his heart arrhythmia act up or anything, so maybe it's alright. But then again, I guess there's a difference between that and a head-on collision, or any sort of collision against the chest. Oh, okay. Hey, Leaf, you made it. Taking a seat, I decided to just try and finish up these posters to get my mind off of it. There's some that I don't remember making. From the wall-to-wall text and ultra-neat handwriting, I could tell Shizune must have done these. That means that the remainder must have been done by Misha. They are a lot more visual, cute little stylized pictures of us on them. I don't know how I feel about being used as a mascot character, but I'm not really thrilled by it. Some time passes, long enough for the sun to start setting. I hear Shizune putting down her pen and cracking her knuckles methodically, one at a time. Yeah, I do that too. Well, usually it's my fingers. I remember a manga about a ninja who can't get physical with girls or else his heart explodes. Holy fuck. That's intense. Was it a curse that was put on his heart? Like, you are now forever cursed to never experience physical intimacy. Hold on, let me just lower that for me. Or is it being a little loud? I don't know if that's just me. Unfortunately, I got axed. Damn. Okay, that sounds a little better. Now I could bring it up a little bit. And not have it be so overpowering. Oh, right, A-Leaf. You missed my joke here because you weren't around to see it. You less than 90 degrees because you're a cute. A cute triangle. It's so loud in the silence of the room that I look up, wondering if she's trying to get my attention. She clearly doesn't know it's making a noise. She just feels the cracking and it feels good. Although it wasn't what she intended, when she notices me looking at her, she suddenly begins to sign without skipping a beat. Let's take a break. I'm surprised you would say that. Okay, I'm almost done anyway. And I'm hungry. Aren't you? Oh, a little. I'm really hungry. Oh, we could order something. I was thinking of you. I already have something to eat. Where? She produces a cinnamon bun from under her desk. She's like, alright, I had this shit prepared. Watch this shit. Voila. Blushes and runs into incoming track. It is a little bit loud. Yeah, so it was the music loud. Okay. I lowered it a bit. Is that a little better or is it... No. Hold on. Why is this particular fucking afternoon, why is the afternoon being so loud? Okay. Like the moment I think it's calm enough and then it starts doing that nee 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 and then it just sounds super, it still sounds freaking loud when it does it. Okay, hold on. We're gonna let it sit there until I can stop pointing the song again. Okay, it's picking up. Alright. Okay, yeah, I think this sounds better. Okay, I think we're good. Okay. Raising its head level slowly, like a magician levitating a rock. Yep, I knew it. She's like, yep, check this out. Your girlfriend is prepared. I have brought a cinnamon roll. Oh my god, that reminds me, I haven't been in like Cinnabon in like so long. Cinnabon is so good. But there is only one. Not enough for both of us. Oh, how dramatic. I can tell what this means. A feeling of deja vu briefly washes over me. Well, we could just split it. Oh, that's no fun. It's so boring. Let's play shogi for it. She already has the board out. That desk must have everything in it. Not chess. Chess has boring promotions. This is better. I don't know about that. Well, I'm actually pretty decent at shogi, so this is fine. Oh, is that so? Okay, we can make it a little more interesting then. Each move has to be completed in 30 seconds. You can add a rule too. No thanks. Anything I could add would only hurt me more than it would help. A 30-second time limit is already too tight for me. I can't think that fast. You're making me regret thinking it was alright to brag a little. After Shizune wins the right to go first in a quick coin toss, she immediately starts playing with the aim of promoting all of her pieces as soon as possible. Seems like a very basic playstyle, and I can't help thinking it might be a trap of some sort. It's not, though. The draw of this game to Shizune appears to be the fact that she can upgrade her pieces and steal mine. She's very good at it, but it makes her predictable. I end up doing a little better than I expected to. The 30-second time limit is pretty painful, though. The game ends in a draw. At this point, I think we're supposed to either go for a rematch or tally the pieces for points. Shizune doesn't want to go again in the interest of time, but winning on points clearly doesn't satisfy her. She sits there, shifting a silver general from one edge to the other as she contemplates which of those two options she'll go for. It takes so long that I think she has forgotten about the bet. What about the cinnamon roll? Eventually she stops fiddling with the shogi piece and puts it down. Is Misha angry at me? Whoa, what? Where did this come from? Yeah, that's right, yeah, exactly. Exactly what I'm thinking, Hisao. That really came out of nowhere. Shizune's frankness is disorienting, because with her, any kind of candor is a sign of total seriousness. There's no playful smile on her face, instead it's her usual stoic mask of concentration, ready to try and see if I'm about to tell her the truth. Wait, what the fuck? What's with the music change? Hold on. What's this called? Stride? Oh, okay. Okay. That didn't sound nearly as serious as the way it's starting. Okay. Hey, Kendi, you made it. Hey, Kendi, are you less than 90 degrees? Cause you're a cute. I just had to say it because I just saw this fucking thing here, a cute triangle, and it made me think of that, and yeah. But anyway, we're at this point in that they were playing shogi for a cinnamon roll, and I think they forgot about the cinnamon roll at this point, and suddenly she asked, hey, is Misha angry at me? Which again, seems to come out of nowhere. Well, take it at face value anyways, thank you. Alright, well thank you. Thank you for accepting that, I guess. Let's see. I'm upset that she thinks that I would tell her anything else. But I also know now that they have probably fought recently, out of my sight. And it makes me feel warm to know that they both care about each other so much. No, I strongly doubt it. Do you know that she thinks you're angry at her? Shizune nods slowly and uncomfortably. Yes. She was more around about it with the question than you. Kind of surprising because I thought that you were the one who liked playing games. Not all the time. Are you two having some kind of fight? No. She's very quick to deny it, not happy with the thought. I feel like I've stepped on a landmine. Sorry, actually, yes. Just a tiny one. I know that she has no interest in the student council. She only joined because of me. I'm so grateful, I'm so happy she's my friend. But I don't understand what she is upset about this time. Why don't you just ask her? Wait. Oh, hold on a second. Gears are turning. I'm remembering that little AMV thingamajig. Not an AMV, but there's like that little snippet. Yeah, it was like an AMV, yeah, in the middle of this route. Remember? After the festival thing, the first festival. How we were seeing like we saw little images that, you know, had the three together. We saw those three stars making a triangle, but two of them were closer than the third point. Oh. It was an acute triangle. I remember, yeah, it was a picture of the stars making forming the triangle. Yeah, it was an acute triangle. And I remember in that little MV, The cutscene for Act 2, yeah. I remember that there was there were some scenes where Misha looked sad. But, I mean, as a friend, she'd be... I mean, if she's her friend, then why would she be so upset? I mean, it's not like not like Hisao's actively trying to take Shizune away, unless she doesn't understand that, or... I mean, she might be a little naive and stuff like that, or a little too... not a little too not serious, basically. She's not really too serious, but I don't think she's that, like, immature to not understand that. And I mean, when Hisao and her hung out, it didn't seem like she was angry at him or anything. I feel like if there were some real strong feelings of like, oh, you're taking my best friend away, you know, there have been like some of that slipping through at any point with their one-on-one hangouts. But it's between these two instead, and wait. Does Misha like her? I guess I don't know, but I guess we'll see. Why don't you just ask her? Look at it this way. You're in high school, have a super duper best friend, more so since you're the only one who can talk to her, then your bestie gets a boyfriend. Yeah. She won't tell me. I'll figure it out by myself instead. I was sure that I was very perceptive even though I can't hear. That was dumb. I know better now. It is probably something that is my fault. Shizune doesn't elaborate further on what it could have been. I'm sure that it is because she does not fully understand the situation herself. It's odd to think that Shizune, usually so sure of everything, could be scared by a little argument with a friend. The more I think about it, the more it makes sense. But see, that's the thing. Even though she has a boyfriend, it didn't seem like it's actually stopped Misha and her hanging out. In fact, remember, there have been moments where it seemed like Shizune was avoiding him. Maybe she was just busy, but more often than not, I'm pretty sure she was talking with Misha still. So having a boyfriend literally had no... I don't think it had that much of a change on her social life or her personal relationship with Misha in that way. So that's how I'm thinking maybe Misha likes her, can't say, and then she's just frustrated and sad about, I basically lost my crush to a dude. The one I was talking about is Dragon's Writing, and apparently it's still being published. The reason I thought it was X because the group that translated got... Oh, damn. They're a lot closer to... They're a lot closer to each other than normal friends. Oh. And Shizune is pretty isolated from other people in a way. The fact that she is deaf is no small part of it. But I get the feeling that she uses Misha as a buffer between other people of her own will. Not just because it's been forced onto her. She can communicate well enough with her little pad. She just hates it. After such a long time of talking through another person, I guess you start to lose touch. It seems unavoidable. It isn't such a far idea to think that she isn't that great with people. Oh, interesting. I return to working. Kinda want to eat that cinnamon bun more as time drags on. But when I count the shogi pieces still left out on Shizune's table, I can tell at a glance she would win. I'm also too hungry to concentrate if we were to have a rematch. Motivated by my desire to wrap up and eat something, I put the finishing touches on the last of the posters. Done. I think this many is enough. Too many can be a bad thing. Okay. That's it? Just okay? Hmm? I'll probably do some myself after I'm done picking what voting format to go with. Ugh. Too many posters is bad too. Haven't you ever heard of oversaturation? I think it's more the fact that Misha is no longer the most important person in the world to Shizune. Oh. Imagine having an imaginary friend and some other person can suddenly see them. Oh, yeah, I guess that would make sense too. Play cards right, you get 2 for 1. Ugh, too many posts. Oh yeah, I already said that. Okay. I really think you're trying too hard. Tensing her fingers, Shizune looks like she could almost admit it. Maybe. It's what Misha thinks too. I watch as the fingers continue uneasily twining around and pulling at each other in a miniature tug-of-war. I don't mind, but I asked around in a couple classes today and interest is low. It's like you said. So, does that make it wrong? No, but it does make it kind of pointless. It's not. Yeah, but to who? I doubt even Shizune truly believes that. I'm not doing all this work just for my own ego. That isn't what I mean. First chance to be alone with her in days, and I've already really cocked it. Still, she doesn't actually look angry. It's more like she's frustrated that she can't express herself clearly enough. Since she's an expert in sign language, I wouldn't think that would be the case. I wonder what advantage being able to speak would offer her, and if she has ever thought about it. Bro, being able to speak does not make you a master of communication either. She's literally like every other person in that we can try our best to communicate, but sometimes it's not always going to come across well, or not going to be the way we intended. Her being able to talk, well, I don't think it's going to change that. It's another project of mine, just like the festivals. I'm going to do it, because it's my job. It's just that a student council election isn't as fun as a festival, so no one cares. She briefly touches her fingertips together, as if to say, but maybe. There is some truth to it, but Shizune doesn't want to say anything that could be boiled down into something so glib. How very glib. Man, I can't believe they got rid of that line in the Praetorium on Final Fantasy. It fucking made it funny. Because the warrior light never speaks much in Realm Reborn. I don't think they ever speak at all, really. Minus some, like, beginning class jobs you can do. I know Archer class actually lets you talk a bit. But at that point in the Realm Reborn, like, yeah. And the fact that it got cut down, I'm pretty sure there was dialogue options, but then they kind of got rid of it because it was, like, slowing people down. And then it got to a point where when, what's his name, Guy is asking, like, do you believe in Eorzea? And all your character does is just, like, furrow their brow, frown a little bit, but then, like, stare more determined at him after that. And then all he says is, how very glib. I kind of felt like he was, like, making fun of you, like, oh, you didn't say anything, huh? Funny. But I don't care. I want to get people riled up. But it isn't about me. I don't want to be involved at all. What do you mean? You go to, like, every single festival. Shizune waves her hand in mock indignation. Well, I have to have fun too. But, it's not the same thing. Her spirit seems to have improved if she can manage to crack a joke. I don't want anyone to make a point of me being involved. It's a hassle. I don't want that responsibility. Things are becoming too complicated now as is. The more I try to hype up the elections, the more involved I have to be. No one wants to play their hand yet, and it doesn't feel like my time is over, even though it should. Crossing her arms and leaning back, she grinds her teeth together in frustration. They're all so lazy. It's impossible to get them to do anything. Anywhere else, the elections would be an exciting event. It's illogical. Why does everyone have to be so different? If only there was some way to punish them. She's ranting. Like, chain the school to their desks. Voting is mandatory. If you don't vote, you get whipped. Terrifying. I wonder how hypocritical it would be if I were to stay in bed on election day. With the flu, and a cold, and strep throat, and a sprained ankle. Should have been like, you're not dead yet, stop being lazy. You should put yourself on one of these. Not as punishment, don't misunderstand. Oh, the one of Misha's posters. Like this. It's kind of a neat idea. Misha was onto something. Thought cuter than just text. I think you would like it. Having cute mascots would drum up some excitement. Maybe if it's just Misha. Why not me? Someone told me that this school has slightly more girls than boys. Do you have to cater to that demographic too? Shizune giggles. Audibly this time. Oh! I'm surprised. And when she sees my face, so is she. Her face flushes pink, embarrassed to have let out a sound. I think maybe she felt it, like the vibrations of her voice box. Which is really confusing to say the least. Why don't you put yourself on it? She just waves my question away. It's troublesome. What do you mean, troublesome? Everyone knows that you're in the student council. My stomach growls, making me realize that I'm hungrier than I thought. She's gonna use that moment to deflect my question by changing the subject. Is something wrong? No, my stomach growled. Oh, I see. She looks at the forgotten pastry on her desk and frowns, finding it inadequate for 2 people. Let's go to the Shanghai, if you're that hungry. It might be a little busy this late, but Yuko is working there today. We'll definitely get a table. There is something worryingly underhanded in that smile. I'll pass. I've already been there twice this week, back to back. Shizune pouts, leaning back against her desk and scrunching up her posture in protest. What? I'm disappointed you said no. Well, I can't agree with you on everything. You don't give your opinion often enough anyway. It'd be easiest for me if it was like that, but not very interesting, right? There's some decisions you should just disagree with me on then. You have a duty to. How am I supposed to know which is which? It's easy. No, it's not. Sometimes it's hard for me to tell whether you're joking or serious. Although since she communicates entirely in sign language, that seemed pretty obvious. I wouldn't say that that's all there is to it, though. Oh, the music got... It stopped. Okay. Oh, heart attack. I remember when I had my heart attack. Iwanako wouldn't stop talking at first. Eventually, I wished that she would just shut up. Or I would have, if I hadn't been happy to have any kind of company at all. Gradually, I stopped being so grateful. When we talked, I felt like it was nothing more than ritualized exchanges of politeness. Iwanako tried extremely hard to obfuscate how she felt, which was that I was hopeless. In the end, her outer behavior matched her inner feelings. To be fair, dude, you had a huge life-changing event happen to you, and so I feel like it'd be hard to even try to focus on any kind of romance when you've gone through something like that. Especially when it's just like completely flipped your quality of life all around. For that reason, I was able to accept it when one day she stopped showing up. I was no longer surprised by the time it happened. Even though she considered herself a master at hiding her feelings, I was not surprised. I've heard that games like shogi and chess can tell you a lot about a person. I wish I knew what Shizune thought they said about me. It could be that I'm a little more like Iwanako than I like to think. If I can only tie with Shizune by retreating. I suggest that we short her out. The next day I walk up to my usual vending machine at lunch, only to find that it's out of my favorite drink. Secret so far away from most of the classrooms between the storeroom and the library. It's like no one knew about it. I'd expected a vending machine so close to the library to be booming with customers, but then again, the library is empty most of the time. Anyone who goes there is only doing it to look for stuff to pad a paper with. No one stays there longer than they absolutely have to. For the past month, it's been working out in my favor. But the trade-off with the vending machine no one knows about is it's never restocked. Sniff for a can of orange soda, decide on drinking it here instead of waiting until I get to the cafeteria, when the library door opens next to me. Oh, it's Yuko. I've been looking for you. Yuko seems to be acting a lot more assertive than usual today, although it isn't enough to keep her from going back to mumbling immediately afterwards. Return your books, please. I mean, the library's books. The books you checked out are really overdue. Some of them are on the waiting list. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I keep checking out new ones, forget to return the old ones. That happens to me all the time at the university library. It's so embarrassing. Do they send someone to try and get you to bring them back? No. The university library is bigger. They don't notice if I happen to borrow something longer than normal. It's convenient, because their policy on keeping the books too long is really strict. Stricter than here. I like how despite what she said, Yuko has no problem borrowing books for longer than she's supposed to anyway. Makes her being so on top of my own lateness a little hypocritical. It takes a thief, I guess. Catching on the meaning of her words around the same time I do, Yuko climbs up and starts backpedaling furiously. That's different from the situation. It's totally different. Yuko stares at her nails for a second, as if she really wants to bite them, but is too self-conscious to do so. Ah, she's a nail biter. For instance, how long it's been, you checked out some of these books months ago, Hisao. Sorry, it's just that other people want to read them too. If you're a slow reader, that's okay, though. No, it's total screw-up on my part. To be honest, I haven't even read some of them. I shouldn't keep taking out books when I have a backlog. That's not good. That's not good. Yeah, it really isn't. Now I'm starting to copy her habit of trailing off quietly. Her awkwardness is very contagious for some reason. That said, I'm surprised. Yuko seems almost normal today. Although every now and then her waitressy nervous tics keep popping back up. Come to think of it, she didn't act this way when I first met her. She was a little clumsy and erratic, but it wasn't anywhere near this severe until Shizune, Misha, and I ran into her at the Shanghai. It could be that Yuko has a complex about having kids from the school seeing her waitressing. I guess it's a little odd for her to pick the closest cafe to school to work in, then. In that case, maybe the place having so few customers could be considered a lucky break. Well, I get it. I'll return them right after school. As soon as possible, please. Wait, can I ask you for one more thing? Sure, what is it? I have to go for a while, but I can't just leave the library empty. Sorry, but can I ask you to watch it while I'm gone? Just for a little bit, and I'll be right back as soon as possible. You're in the student council, so I'm sure if you did it, it'll be okay. Alright, I'll do it. Don't worry about it. Thank you! Yuko quickly slides forward as if she's so grateful she's about to give me a hug. She stops 2 centimeters into it, which ultimately just makes the gesture look extremely confusing. I'm also surprised that she can control her momentum so well, since she seems kind of clumsy. Before I can say as much as you're welcome, she's already dashing off with the urgency of someone late to an appointment. That could be the case, but I wouldn't feel safe assuming so. It's Yuko, and she seems like the kind of person to treat everything that way. Sippy sip time. Gah, girl, Topo Chico. This one's tangerine with ginger extract. I'm so sorry for not showing up for so long. No, don't worry about it. It's cool. I mean, I usually keep track of my live chat and stuff since, there's so few people. But honestly, don't worry about it, as sometimes real life gets in the way. Sometimes we just want to do other things and sit down and listen to someone or watch someone do something else. Like play a game and all that, or reading. So, don't worry about it. I get how it is. There have been times where I try to attend one of my friends' streams, and sometimes the most I can do is just listen because, ugh. I mean, he streams when I'm at work, so work can get a little hectic. Anyway, you're cool, friend. You're cool. Don't worry. After 2 damn weeks, I'm there to catch you. Oh, okay, cool. You did it. Alright, so here we are with, this is Katawa Shoujo, a visual novel. This is barely... I can't even say it's dating sim, because it's not really... There's not much choices to do except for what route you're gonna end up in the beginning. So... yeah, it's definitely a visual novel. Anyway, back to the story. Now that I'm in the library, I feel a bit silly. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. Should I sit down like I normally would and read? It probably would do, but would it meet Yuko's high standards? Maybe I should sit at the librarian's desk and give anyone who comes in a stern and analytical stare. I use Shizune's as a starting point and practice it a couple times in the mirrored surface of a pen. I think it looks pretty good. Frustratingly, no one comes in, so I give up on the idea quickly. And decide to just go looking for Hanako instead. It's deserted. I think I see someone, but the second I blink, whoever it is gone. As soon as I return to Yuko's desk and crack open an interesting-looking book, a familiar person swings in front of me like a falling pendulum. Oh, fucking Kenji. One question that has been on my mind for too long. Do you have a Discord server? I do not. I don't think, I personally don't think I'm popular enough to, have a Discord server. However, my friend Icy, he has a Discord server, and I'm on there. So give me 1 second, hang on. I'll pull up his, Huh, I could have sworn, didn't YouTube let you use, or let you show, like, what subscribers, or not, like, who you subscribe to? Because that shit's just gone now. Alright, I'll just look up his channel name, hang on. It's been gone for a while. Oh my god, have I just not been paying attention? For me, you are popular. Oh, thank you. Maybe, I mean, I think if I hit like 500, maybe then I'll consider it. For now, I feel like I'm still a bit of a small fry channel, so... Anyway, this is, No, I meant the actual, like, subscriptions that, you can see that someone else follows. I remember that I used to be able to see that on my channel, but now it's gone. Apparently, so... Yeah. Anyway, there's, Icy's, channel. I believe he has a link to his Discord. If you join that, I highly suggest watching his stuff, too. He's great. He's a great guy. He would deny it if he was in the chat, for sure. I know him. He would easily deny it. I say he's not that great. But I personally think he's a great guy. And he has a great voice to listen to, so... Gotta love that English accent, you know? English with a bit of Irish in it, too. Hey, I am actually scared. Oh, there you go! Perfect. So he has a voice that mellows you out. Oh yeah, for sure. There've been times where I've been listening, and if I'm at home and watching his streams, sometimes I get so relaxed that I legitimately fall asleep. Like, man. What, like, that's... If I were to fall asleep to anything, that's a great thing to fall asleep to. I like my channel. Like, that's cozy. Your streams are cozy. Oh, thank you, Candy. I guess it would be, like, really hectic if it was, like, a bunch of people and everyone's all posting something, and then your one comment ends up being drowned in a sea of comments. It definitely kind of takes away the personal one-on-one aspect of it, I guess. Yeah. Blue Mine, if you ever want to hang out, you know how to contact me. Yep. Yeah, and if you ever see me online, yeah, don't be afraid to talk either, you know? I'm on Discord a lot, a bit too much, but you know. Oh boy, fucking Kenji. Anyway, let's get into this, because Kenji is a fucking firecracker. Alright, see you, Moritz. Yo, librarian. I've been looking for you for like 10 minutes. Wait, what? It's you? Man, you must really get around, or the student council makes you get around. Those bitches, how could they? Oh my god. Slave drivers! He must be exaggerating, because it took me 30 seconds just to do a slow walk around the whole place. The thought is overridden by my surprise to see him. Where did you come from? What are you doing here? What? Can't a guy go to the library now? I can't even go to the library without some young buck like you give me the third degree over it. I see some girl coming in here all the time, but no one asks her what she's doing here. Is it because she reads? Oh wait, no, sorry, that's him. It's because she reads and I don't? He must have talked about Hanako. Although, I suppose they both avoid people, I want to tell him that reading is what you usually do in a library. So if he's not reading, whatever he's doing is bound to make him look like way more suspicious than her. When he's everything, but mostly is chaotic shenanigans. Thank you. That's a good way to describe me. You know what? That has me thinking. So, I don't know if you guys were there or managed to like lurk during that stream. Icy was doing a satisfactory chill stream like last week. And in it, his friend Meta, our friend Nam, and I were all talking about making plans to meet up in person. So, in our personal like messages and stuff, yeah, we were kind of like cracking down, narrowing down the timing of it, and we settled that it would be for next year, 2025, April. We're gonna meet up in London. Because we kind of realized, I mean, technically like, a good halfway point would be the East Coast of the US, but at the same time, like, I don't want to go to New York. Definitely not DC, and definitely not Florida, so yeah, we just thought, you know, fuck it, let's just go to London. So I was forbid, told them to watch this Game It Out video. Oh. To get the London look. And I'm relaying this to my cousin and her fiance today. I'm telling them like, oh yeah, we're making plans already. I gotta get my passport fixed up and stuff, like get it renewed basically. And my cousin was like, I hope there's like, at least one girl in that group that's gonna be going. I'm like, nope, I'm the only one. And she's just like, oh, okay, then you gotta know that as your family, I am scared and worried that you're gonna meet people for the first time that you only known through the internet. And I mean, at this point, This is not my first rodeo of meeting someone I've talked to over the internet or anything. It really isn't. I've handled myself pretty well enough about it. I know I'm not being catfished either, so taking my steps on that. So I almost wanted to tell her if anyone should be worried, they should be more worried about me, if anything. But anyway, because I am the force of chaos apparently. Although don't get me wrong, I start out really reserved in person. And then once I have a feel of your vibe basically in person, and I get comfortable enough around you, then I start acting more like myself. So so you can act like the voice. Oh no. If you ask me, we need internet licenses, like a driver's license. Okay, I need that water. What I see in the future is everyone stopping Mooney from killing someone. Or probably stopping me from walking into traffic. I've heard a lot of Americans tend to get hit by cars in London because they're used to the left, right, left of checking a street before crossing it. Which, in London, you know, it's the other way around. So you gotta go right, left, right. In the end, though, hold on. For now, though, like, I was gonna let that sit with you guys. I'll just continue reading. In the end, though, I'm too surprised by him practically appearing out of thin air. But that doesn't tell me what you're doing here. I'm here because of you. His response makes me feel confused. Maybe I fell asleep and this is all just some weird dream, and this Kenji isn't real. But really, my subconscious. Is he gonna start giving me deep but vaguely worded advice now? Because of you. I got chased out of my dorm by feminists. Now I wander this library like a soldier without a country. Or a ghost. I should haunt you for ruining things for me. Oh, it's a shame. It would have been an interesting dream, but it sounds like this is the real deal. Yeah, you had to start working with women. Oh wait, no, hold on. Yeah, you had to start working with women, and that brought them to my door. You remember that? You should, since you were there. After that day, I knew they were onto me. I should have trusted my instincts, but I was young and stupid. That wasn't even a week ago. Then my dad called and said one of my letters hadn't been delivered. The post office couldn't have lost it, so it must have been intercepted. Information warfare. That's when I knew my secret hideout was compromised. Now I'm on the run. Like a fugitive. It's code red. Dorm rooms aren't secret. They put your name and number on the board right in the doorway. I know! I saw that! They're diabolical. Why not just put up a big Wild West wanted poster? If they're gonna be like that. Wanted. Dead or alive. Probably alive. So they can clone me or turn me into a grasshopper. Jumping without warning into the empty chair opposite me, Kenji takes out a cigarette and starts spinning it between his fingers. I've never seen him smoking before, so it must be for effect. Are you guys like me taking more than necessary underwear, you know, in case I shit myself? Yeah, I pack like that, honestly. As a girl, I had to pack a bunch of underwear on the off chance. Not that I would, but you know, it's just something to do. I can't even live where I want to anymore. This is where it all begins. The tactical brilliance. I mean, once they're in your home, it's over. Like termites. If the feminist plan for dominance starts there, where the fuck can we go? The only question is how they could take a page out of the termite playbook when women are naturally repelled by wood. What? Is he talking about dick? What? That kind of wood? Is that what he's talking about? I pack a few extra in case of emergencies, but it's rare. I'm in a place long enough to need more than that. I mean, the idea is that the stay there would be at least a week. It might be a little more than that because for me and my friend Nam, our friend Nam, we're on the West Coast. So that means that when it comes to flying, we're the ones that's gonna be jet lagged when we get there. We're gonna be extra tired, especially. So, yeah. Yeah, that's sort of why, because obviously we're gonna need a day or so just to kind of get ourselves acquainted to the daily time over there in London. And then obviously on the flight back, that will take a while, and that's also gonna get us jet lagged. So, so yeah. Anyway, the idea is that at least a week. I am planning for 2 weeks myself. Honestly, I have enough vacation time for it. Easy peasy. Good to know the times when I take more running clothes. You can never go home again. Is that how the saying goes? Man, I don't know about never. I was just there. I don't know anywhere else I can shower and get new clothes, and eat and use the bathroom, and watch TV. I just keep watching the news to keep informed. There's someone ousted from his dorm room and living on the run. Sure has no qualms about going back there several times a day for long periods of time. But by now, he slowly turned away from me and is talking to a revolving display of murder mysteries. There's really no point in interrupting him, I guess. I finish off my soda and throw the can away into the basket near the door. It hits the rim but goes in anyway. I silently pump my fist. Kenji quickly gets up and starts to head towards the door. I wasn't even paying attention. I hope I didn't fist pump at an inappropriate moment. Where are you going? You kept sucking down that juice. So? It wasn't even juice, it was soda. It's gone now. What do you mean sucking it down? I had 2 sips. Yeah, right. You had like 50 million sips. That's not even possible. Maybe for you. I go beyond the impossible all the time. Okay, whatever. Now I'm thirsty too. I'm gonna get my own juice. I'll be right back. He does come... he does come almost right back so quickly that I suspect he knows about my secret vending machine. I got you one too. Hope you like grape juice. We're even for the pizza now. Thanks. I want to tell him that I lent him nearly 10 times the cost of a can of grape juice, but that might make me seem petty. Unopposed, Kenji sits down and starts furiously drinking juice like a man with a vendetta against grapes. Good luck, London. It's like 8 hours ahead of you. Yep, I know. I am gonna be jet lagged for sure. Yes, I was saying that we're gonna... Me, Icy, friend Nam, and our friend Meta, we're all planning to meet up in London next year, April 2025. That's the idea anyway. And that's how I was saying that, you know, my cousin was over here like worried about me, but I think I'm the one that they should worry about, you know. I will behave, goddammit. I know better. I'm not gonna walk around in my underwear or anything like that. You know, it's a lucky break for me that I managed to run into you here, man. I kinda need you to do me a favor. Oh, fuck, here we go. Although it's cynical, I wonder if him getting me juice was so he could ask me for this favor. If so, it's very transparent and poorly timed. I doubt Kenji would think about something so deeply, though. Just asking for things straight out is more his style. I need you to recommend me some books. But I thought you didn't read. How did you know? You told me. You said you think people discriminate against you because you don't read. Well, they do. And I do read. I read audiobooks, because that's the way of the future. I have to read a book a month for literary studies, though, and I found out that the school doesn't really accept such classics as advanced cryptography. If I don't read a bunch of books, they're gonna fail me. I can't fail literary studies. That'd make me illiterate. That would mean my mom was right. My mom can't be right. I'll just have to study literacy as much as possible. What about doing some extra credit? No thanks. It's bad enough I'm gonna have to carry around these stupid things now. Picks up a dictionary, flips through it, places it on the murder mystery rack behind him. Can't believe this is actually the medium that our ancestors used to look at porn. Oh, you made erotic novels. I spit my drink all over the book I'm still holding. Damaging beyond any hope of repair. I quickly check the back and see if it suggests a retail price of 7,900 yen. I think I might have a heart attack. Oh my god. Wow. Destroyed. Shouldn't have done that though. They take vandalism super seriously here. You're gonna get caned. He chortles, amused, before taking an extremely long, loud sip from his can of juice. It's not vandalism. I didn't do it on purpose. You made me do it with your words. What do you mean, caned? I don't want to be caned. Wait, chill out. I didn't mean they actually cane you. They just make you pay for it. And really, really yell at you. Like they were gonna bite my ass off. Still not that big a deal. I don't care if it's figurative. I don't want to get caned or get my ass bitten off or any kind of punishment, you dumbass. What am I gonna do? I'm the only person in here that she knows of anyway. I can't even throw the book in the trash. It'll be found, then she'll know. Damn, dude, stop being so weird. Damn, man, that's crazy. How is it weird to not want to be fined? Man, stop flipping out, man. I'm not flipping out. I'm trying to save money. So cheap. I'm about to strangle him when I hear Misha's coming up the hallway. Apparently, Kenji hears it too, and uses the opportunity to quickly vanish behind the autobiography section. Like the wind. Hi, Hee-chan! I like how the music is all cheerful. Misha shouts exuberantly, dragging an embarrassed Yuko behind her. Hee-chan! Were you talking to yourself? On one hand, saying yes can make me look kind of crazy. On the other hand, if I blow Kenji's cover, he might go off and make me look crazy by association. Yes. That's okay. Don't be embarrassed, Hee-chan. I do it too. Sometimes, when I'm alone. La la la. Nothing happened while I was gone. Absolutely nothing. It smells like grapes. I'm wearing a grape-scented cologne. I lie brazenly and obviously. Her reaction, I'm gonna assume that she knows I'm lying or thinks I have an abysmal sense for colognes. So the kind of grape juice I drank from is still right there. It's likely to be the former. Fortunately, she doesn't ask any follow-up questions. What are you two doing together? We had lunch together. Strictly business, though. I try to picture Misha in a suit. Tag a business lunch with anyone. Somehow I just can't see it. What kind of business? You don't know? It's nothing. It's normal for one part of the student council to not know what the other is doing. Hey, don't nothing, something like that. That isn't normal at all. In fact, it's bad. We're only 3 people. Yuko laughs nervously. She must be terrified. Misha says that you want to put posters in the library for the elections. Even though they are really far away, I guess it's okay. I don't know what I could even decide. I don't even know that I could even decide those kinds of things. You can! Isn't that great? Aren't you happy? Yay! Misha grabs Yuko's hands and forces her to clap joyously for herself. Yuko doesn't look very happy about learning that she has more responsibility and power than she'd previously thought. Hey-chan! Since you're here, you can help me put them up. Pulling out a giant stack of posters from her bag, she cuts them in half. Puts them in half like a deck of cards, and passes me the slightly smushed half. Shi-chan had a really good idea. We could put some flyers inside books too. Then, even if they try to ignore us, they won't be able to. They could even be spring-loaded. Misha tries her best to convey the same tone Shizune used. It sounds close to the real thing and also a little menacing. She was probably kidding. Oh, I liked it. No, no, please, not that. A super ultra aggressive marketing blitz. We're gonna start going door to door too. That's a terrible idea. Misha pouts her best Shizune impression, fingertips tapping together rapidly in annoyance. Mii-chan, you think every idea is terrible. Yeah, but that idea is too terrible to ignore. I can't have that. Has anyone actually spilled their drink from shock? I've never done it. Never know anyone that has. I don't think I have. I've had it come out my nose out of shock because I'm drinking something and someone said something like either really funny or so surprising that it just goes I end up choking and it goes up the wrong way, so Haha, Hee-chan, that sounds like a challenge. Mutiny, mutiny! No, mutiny is bad. Don't fight. It was just a joke. Okay. Don't fight. The way Yuka sounds when she's trying to be firm makes me think of a kindergarten teacher. I suppose that makes her very persuasive in her own way. Getting up the posters is surprisingly hard, simply because the library is already plastered with bulletin boards and flyers lining every couple meters. Some of them in places so unlikely that I'd never noticed them before. Deciding which of them to peel off in favor of our own adds a lot of time to an otherwise simple job. By the time the bell rings to signal the end of lunch, Misha and I still have a sizable amount of posters left. As we leave, I decide to stick one right up by the door. It must be one that Misha did. It has a little drawing Shizune on the bottom. A couple days later, Shizune heads off to go eat lunch by herself. She doesn't come back. She must really be swamped with student council work. Although, I know that she probably made most of that work for herself. Oh shit, freaking... move that out of the way. I don't want to take that as a sign that no one's in, but Shizune wouldn't leave the door unlocked in that case. She's at her desk, sleeping in her chair with her arms folded over her chest. What a stiff pose. If it weren't for her eyes being closed, there'd be no way to tell that she's asleep. In fact, I can't even be sure that she is asleep now. Normally I tap a desk to wake anyone else up, but it wouldn't work for her. I really started thinking of tricks I could play on her if she's sleeping. It's disappointing that my train of thought goes in those kinds of directions. Hello? Good afternoon? She eyes one green with each hand. It's really confusing. Hey, what were you doing? Secretly sacking off. Shizune smiles, but lowers her head to conceal it, and tries her best to look annoyed instead. Don't just stand there. It makes me nervous that I'm sitting down and you're not. I take a seat in the nearest chair while Shizune pauses to adjust her glasses on the bridge of her nose, like she's fine-tuning an instrument. Why are you so far away? Does that make you nervous too? Pursing her lips, Shizune doesn't look too amused at my taunting her. I had some free time, so I thought I would drop by and see if you were still busy. Do you want to help me? Yeah. Too bad. I'm grateful, but it's not necessary. I just finished the last of it, and now everything that needed to be done is done. So formal. Misha was just as business-like yesterday. Are you both getting serious for official student council business? I'm always serious, like the student council candidates should be. That was fast. From zero to immediately criticizing people who aren't even her colleagues yet before I've had the chance to stretch my legs. At least the presidents. They need initiative. Then maybe they can motivate everyone else. Or at least strong-arm them along. But even though there's a bunch of them, they're also wishy-washy. There's no one running for vice president, so they all want the big prize. But none of them have the right drive for it. And then the treasurers are always so flaky. I decided to use my power to just eliminate the position. Wait a sec. Please, can you even do that? I don't think it works that way. It is how it is. With that, Shizune stares grimly into the distance, rubbing the frame of her glasses. That doesn't answer the question, future dictator. I'm disappointed. They should want me out of here faster because they want the job, or at least disagree with me having the job. If I can't mobilize a bunch of student council wannabes for either reason, all my work will have been for nothing. If they're gonna be so slow about it, I'll just hold on to my office as long as possible. Shizune punctuates the sentence with a snap of her fingers, creating a sound so sharp as a gunshot. I wonder if she knows how loud she can do that. It's definitely an attention grabber, so I can only see it as invaluable to a mute. She might have practiced it because of that. All of it, huh? That's too harsh. I always thought this is the real test. Leaving a lasting impression is important. It's why I don't build sandcastles, they crumble when you leave. Maybe, but if I see an especially neat one, I still think it's impressive. I'll say it's impressive. I kind of admire you. So to me, it wasn't for nothing. She tugs her glasses as if she wants to take them off, smiling wryly. Sorry. I was careless, and something selfish slipped out. I've always wanted to stand at the top. It didn't matter what it was, as long as I was the best at it, and understood it completely and made it my own. Like when you hear a song and dream of being a musician, or see a plane and wish you could be a pilot. Have you had a dream like that? Yeah. First time I played soccer, I wondered if maybe I could ever get good enough to wow people. That was just a fantasy though. As soon as I saw the gap between me and people with real talent, I put those dreams behind me. Well, my heart the way it is, I can't play soccer anymore anyway. Do you still have dreams like that? No, they're unrealistic. I realized it very quickly. There is always someone better. Nostalgic expression crosses her face. She looks oddly mature right now, as if the days of competing vigorously against others for supremacy are long behind her. Of course, I know that nothing could be further from the truth. Just last week, she wanted to see which one of us could blow the biggest bubble with a piece of gum. It could be that she was even worse when she was younger. A terrifying thought. I like that. That there was always someone better. When someone greater than me would appear, I get so excited I want to challenge them. Even though in the end, they would usually turn out to be better, and I would be left in awe. There are some people who are on a different level, completely. After a while, I got jealous. I wanted something like that for myself. Is that what the student council is? A thing just for you? No. Even though it feels like that sometimes, that wasn't why I decided to do it. That is another story entirely. But I like being student council president. Even if the work is hard and I'm always biting off more than I can chew, that's what keeps it exciting. People at the top shouldn't be able to be comfortable all the time anyway. You sound like a farmer. Although they wouldn't sue her, she's in with a cute in overalls and a straw hat. So, if that wasn't the reason, why did you run for the job? I didn't, but afterwards, I decided to stick with it anyway. I wanted to be the student council president because the old student council was stupid. And I want to stir people up, so that they will be able to say, that was interesting. Today was interesting. That kind of thing. Memorable experiences. I'm happy because I think we succeeded. You and Misha and me. I have a selfish desire too, though. At first it was something I thought would only be a nice bonus. But I've gone greedy. That is why it would make me happy if the elections go smoothly. It would be the only way that I could see that my wish was granted. What is it then? It's a secret. Sensing that I might not be ready to let such a weak dodge slide by so easily, Shizune quickly waves down any attempt at a follow-up. Embarrassment coloring her face. It's something she wants to keep to herself. Only because it's too silly to do otherwise. I started to feel a pang of hunger and check my watch. It's earlier than it looks. Too early for dinner. Do you have any kind of food on your desk? For a second, it looks like the question confuses her, but she recovers quickly. Desks are for supplies. Food is supplies. You should have eaten lunch. I didn't think it would be a problem if I didn't. If I was working, I wouldn't have to think about it. I'd be too busy to be hungry. She puts her hand up to her mouth in a poor attempt to conceal a laugh, and tries to hide it further by pretending to use it to push her glasses further up the bridge of her nose. I guess you're not, since you already ate. I'm not good enough to sign the appropriate words, so I set off her pointing at the stack of Chinese food containers, leaning precariously out of the top of her trash can. Those are from yesterday. Then we're both hungry. Let's get something to eat. Not from the cafeteria. There wasn't anything good at lunch. So I really doubt there would be anything good left over. Order something? Ordering out 2 days in a row is unnatural. Only in case of emergencies. That is my personal policy. This is why she should think of putting some snacks in her desk. Be an easier way of dealing with these kinds of emergencies. I want to tell her, but signing out how hungry I am like 5 times. Oh, fuck. Why did I do that? But saying how hungry I am like 5 times has made me too tired to be a smartass. The temptation is really great, though. Hi, hi, hi! Nisha's distinctive up and down voice sounds muffled through the door. She bursts in a second later. Hee-chan, you're here too! Too? How did you know there was already someone in here? If it opens, someone is inside. Wahahaha! Am I interrupting? Shizune shakes her head. Great, that's really great. But I was sure I would be. Is this a break? I thought so too, but it turns out everything student council related is over. For now. Is that why you're here? Wahaha! Yeah, that's right, Hee-chan. Sorry to disappoint you. We were just discussing whether or not to order out for dinner. Oh, that sounds fun. Shizune isn't being very fun about it, though. She says that she can't order food 2 days in a row. Are you hungry too? Because if you are, we could outvote her. That sounds fun, Hee-chan. And I am a little hungry. I thought you would say it sounds like mutiny. Shizune pinches the frame of her glasses, clearly thinking that doesn't seem like mutiny, but being outvoted by by a clean 2-to-1 margin, there's nothing she can do. Misha already has her phone out. It's awfully girlish. Oh, garish, sorry. Shi-chan, you promised we would have a student council thing just for us, right? Right, this can be it. Shizune shakes her head. The last party she'll be able to attend as Yamago Student Council President is too special for her to put that label on our spur-of-the-moment early dinner. Even though I'm sure the real thing will be just like this, a meal like any other, with the 3 of us. After I finish eating and clean up, I say goodbye to them and head to my dorm. Although, I don't feel particularly tired, I think I'll just go straight to sleep tonight. If I were back home, my mom would nag me not to go to bed right after eating, but what she doesn't know won't hurt her. I take a look at the clock as soon as I get in and realize it's a lot later than I thought. It also feels a bit silly checking the clock when I have a phone and a wristwatch. I take out my watch and hold it in one hand, while holding my phone in the other. It makes me feel powerful and stupid. I try and successfully go to sleep, and I'm glad when someone interrupts me by knocking on my door after only a few minutes. I figured that couldn't be anyone but Kenji, which is why I'm surprised when it ends up being Misha. Oh wait, what the fuck? Hi, Hee-chan! You don't look happy to see me. No, I'm just kind of surprised. Did Shizune remember something that she wants me to do after all? It's late, but whatever. I guess it's good that I didn't change. Nope, I just thought I'd follow you back, Hee-chan. What? For fun? No, of course not. It's because she wants to talk. It must be about something important. It's something she doesn't want Shizune to know about. Do you want to come in? Yeah, thanks, Hee-chan. She walks in and immediately takes a seat in the chair. The natural thing to do, but I expect her to sit on the bed. Hee-chan. Misha frowns harshly, arms folded over chest. She's trying to play a grim interrogator. All that's missing is the mustache and the dangling, flickering light bulb on a string. Did you make Shi-chan sad? What do you mean? When I went to the office today, Shi-chan couldn't hear me coming. That's why. When I opened the door, I saw a really confusing expression on her face. Shi-chan looked happy and sad, and I wanted to know why. Well, it wasn't because of me. I didn't even see it. I think she's depressed that she won't be student council president anymore in a few months. Huh. When I asked Shi-chan about it, she said that it was okay. Oh, that's meaningless. She said it would say that, but it's ridiculous to think that she would let it go that easily. I mean, there are times when she'll want to fight me over the last apple or chocolate milk or whatever. And that is stuff that doesn't even matter. Oh, chocolate milk is important. Okay, it is. Don't get mad, but not as much as student council is to her. She wouldn't just wave it off so easily. You're right. I thought... oh shit, fuck. Damn fingers! I thought this was supposed to be an interrogation, but it appears Misha had already forgotten about it. But I don't want Shi-chan to lie to me to make me feel better. Most people don't know how serious Shi-chan is and think she's just putting on a show. I'm happy that you understand her, Hee-chan. Oh, it's obvious, especially with how she talked about it yesterday. Misha leans in closer with interest, resting her head on her palms. Really? What did she say? They're close enough that I don't think much of how she is prying. Why she joined the student council? Sort of. She started, but then decided that some stuff should just stay classified. And signed, it's a secret, so I guess that's what she told me. It's a secret. Well, if someone tells you that they have a secret, you can sort of call that a secret by itself, Hee-chan. Just like how, according to you, luck is a skill? It can be. Wahaha! Be careful, not so loud. Why, Hee-chan? You're gonna wake up half the people in the building, and on top of that, dorms aren't co-ed. Hee-chan, are you thinking something dirty? Stop being weird. If you are, it's okay, I think. Hearing that makes me realize how easy it's been for me to talk to Misha all this time. I'd be able to go this long without feeling the need to be on guard. This is the first time I have. I feel sad, Hee-chan. It's funny. The happier Shi-chan gets, the more depressed I feel. Even though I should be happy for Shi-chan. I still am. But I can't talk about my problems with her. Why not? Just like Shi-chan can't talk about her problems to me. It's the same thing, Hee-chan. If we have that kind of problem, then I'm not sure anymore what I should do. I wonder if I'm a bad friend. Misha gets up and quickly drops herself on the bed, until we're sitting only a few inches apart. Just a couple seconds later, she pushes her head forward and gives me a light kiss and misses my lips more due to bad aim on her part than because of me. What are you doing? Although it's just a formality, I'd be stupid to not know what she's getting at. It's just that it seems so unlikely that I'm hoping there will be some way I won't have to deal with it. Now she decides to be shy and giggles, embarrassed. Oh, fuck. Do you like me, Hee-chan? Yeah. Her head is buried in my chest. It feels like she's talking into my scar. She might be able to feel it brushing against her cheek. I tried too hard to hide it from both of them before. It seems like such a dumb thing that I've worried about so much about in retrospect. Oh. Please comfort me, Hee-chan. Just for today. Oh, no. I can read the context of this. She's snuggling up all super close, asking if I like her. Oh, no, no. Yeah, no, so listen. Comfort her. It's not gonna be the comfort that you're gonna think. It's gonna be comforting with your dick. I don't think so. We're not going down that route. You can't be happy all the time. Misha, I know exactly what kind of comfort you're looking for. I cannot give you that. Especially when you're saying just for today, that's definitely implying something else. But, hold on. Or do something stupid. And actually misclick for whatever reason. Alright, hold on. Let me drink my water for this. Holy shit. Sorry, Misha. It is what it is. Wait, why didn't it go? Before I can answer, she pushes her whole weight against me and it unbalances me enough to send us both onto the bed. If I don't answer quickly, then the situation will only become more precarious. I know that I should have never let things get as tangled as they already are. So even though it isn't the most tactful way to refuse her, I push her off of me. Misha falls backward onto the sheet so softly that it seems like she barely fell at all. Eyes closed, she stays like that for a while, before getting up with a hollow laugh. You're right, Hee-chan. I'm sorry. I'm not sure how I feel. Regretful, slightly, even though I've grown to hate regret. Sad for a multitude of reasons. I'm also a little angry both at her and at myself. And in a way, it even seems like I'm not really feeling at all. Don't be. No, Hee-chan. It's okay. I am really. But just asking was enough for me, I think. I'm happier that you said no. Is that right? Well, that's good. Yeah, it is. Thanks, Hee-chan. She pulls herself up and leans against the wall. I'm assuming she is. My head hurts so much that I don't bother opening my eyes. I lie on my bed, listening to the rustle of my hair brushing against the sheets in the grass, waving in the wind outside. I guess I should say more to reassure her, but I wonder if that would really help. Maybe better to say nothing. I just don't know. Although I think that in this situation, there's no one right thing I can do. I fucking knew it. She was trying to get frisky. Good night, Hee-chan. With that, she leaves, the door clicking shut behind her like a guilty whisper. Maybe it's because I'm eager to put today behind me. But after Misha is gone, I find it much easier to fall asleep. I do so almost instantly. Oh boy. Oh man. Sorry, Misha, but that's kinda scummy of you as a friend to try to sleep with your best friend's boyfriend. Mooney denying the horny, so no loot scene for you. The following morning, I wake up thinking that most of my time is going to be spent trying to avoid Shizune and Misha. 2 for 1. Oh man. What happened last evening still makes me feel uneasy. I thought that sleeping on it would help alleviate that feeling. Like an idiot for believing it would be that easy. I think about whether or not Misha might feel the same way. If so, she probably won't show up to school today. I consider doing the same. But it would be pretty suspicious. And staying inside all day in fear doesn't appeal to me. It never really has. Like I thought, Misha isn't in class this morning. Shizune is, but today is a busier day than most, so she gives all her concentrating on her classwork. And that means there's little idle time for her to start up a conversation with me. grown so used to seeing Shizune and Misha together that I hadn't realized until yesterday how much that hasn't been the case lately. And it's a shame because the empty seat next to her reminds me that they are a pair. So, yesterday is something I'll take to my grave. Oh, If I feel this way about it, I wonder how Misha must feel. Just as regretful? When she came on to me, she was more depressed and sexy to start with. I can only imagine how much worse it would be now. Yeah, I mean, if she was that depressed, then having sex with her would be a little... I mean, I know she's asking, but it also seems like emotionally taking advantage of her, you know? That's kind of why I had that issue with Madison coming onto Ethan in Heavy Rain. The fact that he was emotionally vulnerable and stuff, and she was like moving in on him like that. I'm like, bro, read the room a little bit, please. Thinking about it like that, I want to see her again. But only half-heartedly. The other half of me is still terrified. Even though I hate to use that word. It makes me feel ashamed. But I'm sure it's the only way to describe myself right now. I spend the next couple periods in the library, not in the mood to sit in classes for the rest of the day, but unwilling to walk back to the dorms. I'm lazily flipping through the pages of an uninteresting historical fiction novel. Shizune drops herself into the chair across from me, pouting. I think it's sort of pointless to come to school and then skip every class. Sorry. At least tell everyone that you're sick. I'm just not feeling it today. Yesterday was fine, though. Tomorrow I'll probably be fine. Taking a sick day in the middle of the week is just too suspicious. That 24-hour flu thing is, or whatever, won't fly. It's not suspicious. It is. I turn back to my book, but Shizune gently pulls it down, in contrast with her expression, which straddles a line between concern and anger. Is something wrong? What? Is something bothering you? Because you're acting a little suspicious today. In a different way. If there is, just tell me or I'll be mad. I'm not good at reading people. What a ridiculous thing to say after picking up my mood so easily. She's only half kidding, but there's some truth in it. After all, she can't hear tone and has to rely on reading to communicate with others. It's as if you can only ever have conversations with someone through text messages. It has to mess with you in some way. It's probably why she stares so intently at people, in order to gauge their reaction. Or maybe it's why she pushes people so hard, to get them to react. I thought about it before, but it's too hard to say for sure what Shizune's exact motivations are for everything. Anything, sorry. So, I wonder how much of that was a joke. Sometimes it's easy to tell. This time, it isn't. Assuming it wasn't a joke, I can't tell her anyway. Because it's sign language, there's enough time to collect myself and lie effectively. Nothing. Ugh. Even she knows that's a bold-faced lie. I've just been thinking a lot about the student council's future lately. I believe Misha's doing the same. Well, in her own way. So am I, but she isn't here today. I wish she would have let me know something, because I might need her help later today. Yours too, unless you're busy. I'm not. Thank you. I feel like I'm losing a lot of people close to me lately. I can't think of a good way to respond to that. Something reassuring and confident, telling her not to worry. I'm here for you. I'm not one of those people. Then who is? It seems so forced. I managed a wave of my hand that seems extremely callous as soon as I do it. You shouldn't feel that way. I might just be a little sick. Not enough to go through the trouble of making it official. It's just easier for me this way. It's the wrong way. I heard the hard way and the right way are usually the same thing. So it's not a big stretch to say that the opposite is true. Well, fine. If you say you're alright, that's good enough for me. Oh, wait. You asked me, so I'm turning it around. Is everything okay with you? Oh yes, the ever-convincing nothing response when asked what's wrong. He sounds truly a genius. He's a teenager, a dumb teenager apparently. And as much as he thinks that Shizune would be better communicating if she could speak. Even with his own natural ability to speak. So there are times where he's not coming off like he's not an effective communicator either. So yeah. Yes. She signs without a moment's hesitation. After that, Shizune waits to see if I'm going to follow up on it. I don't. She leaves. I feel like an idiot for not going further, even though I think it's better that I didn't. I've been in the library for quite a while. I decide to go up to the roof for a change of pace. A fresh breeze hits me the second I open the door. This is really my favorite area of the school, I think. Then I see that I'm not the only one here. I could see a girl with bubblegum pink hair in front of me. Her back is to me, but I don't have to see her face to know who it is. I'm sure Misha is the only person in the world with hair like that. I get the feeling that I stumbled on her at a bad moment. She obviously wants to be alone. And I wonder if she hasn't noticed my presence. If so, I'll leave right now. But she has, and turns to face me. Oh god. As a puberty, I used to uncontrollably laugh when under extreme pressure and things were really bad. Oh, the nervous laugh. I do nervous laughing too, honestly. Maybe not super bad, but I do nervous laughing. Oh. Hee-chan. I thought someone was behind me, but I didn't think it was going to be you. This time, you surprised me. Oh, this is a different... If she's referring to her habit of sneaking up behind me and asking me to guess who it is, I've never been surprised by that. I'm surprised too, but this is good. I had something I want to talk to you about anyway. Not that. What's going on between you and Shizune? She won't tell me, so I'm asking you. Because you're easier to get an answer out of. Since the same sign language that gives me the leeway to lie to her gives her a cushion against my questions, so that she can more easily brush them off. When she hesitates, I push her harder. Give me an honest answer. Please. It's complicated, Hee-chan. It's because of something that happened a long time ago. I thought I could just forget about it, but it's really hard. So, that and graduation coming up made me want to spend more time with Shi-chan. But Shi-chan is always busy now. So, we've been fighting. But I'm tired of it now. Oh, I was fucking right! Because I like Shi-chan. So do I. No. I know you like her, Hee-chan. I mean that I like Shi-chan in the same way. Oh. So that really... Okay, so... In the beginning, I first thought that her looking sad in that AMV and stuff like that was her thinking like she was losing her friend, but at the same time, like as I've seen Misha throughout the like all her interactions, I don't know, to me it didn't seem like she would be someone who'd be that hung up about her friend hanging out with someone else. Like as a friend, you'd have to be really immature or super controlling, obsessive to not want to think that no, I'm not sharing my friend with you. But she doesn't come off that way. Nothing so far, nothing about Misha to me screamed a red flag that she is a controlling person, you know. Unless she's really good at hiding it, but after all this time, it just came out so out of nowhere, you know? And it wouldn't make sense to the character. There's no foreshadowing or anything in her character development to even bring it to that point, but... Oh, now this makes more sense, though. She loves Shizune, too. And that's why she was getting a little upset and thought that... Which makes me wonder, why was she trying to come on to Hisao then? Was it like a bit of revenge, or was she trying hard to be like, I'm gonna make myself be straight so, or do something like this so that way I can just get over my lesbian feelings, I guess, for my best friend? And so Hisao, she felt zero pressure in her relationship to Shizune. She took for granted, and now she's left forlorn. Oh. I want her to be my girlfriend. Misha closes her eyes, like a condemned criminal confessing the last of their sins in front of the executioner. It only makes it harder for me to think of a response, and I know I have to give one. I see. I never knew. I didn't really want to come to the school, Hee-chan. But it sounded interesting. And even if everyone hated me, at least I felt like they would leave me alone. I was learning sign language. I wasn't very good at it. Shi-chan was trying to get people to join the student council. Because it was only her and Lily. Oh, and she did not get along with Lily. Then she came up to me. I couldn't understand her at all. But Shi-chan wouldn't use her pen and paper. She knew that I was taking sign language classes. I was exposed quickly. I didn't know any. That only made her try harder, and I hated Shi-chan and thought she was making fun of me. That wasn't the reason, though. So, I slowly fell in love with Shi-chan. Oh. And I told her that I loved her. Oh, whoa, she confessed to her? Wait a minute, was her hair this color before, and then she dyed it or something? It was in the student council room, you know? When it was just the two of us. A desperate measure to taste that which she saw Shizune being happy with, exactly because she said that she had a difficult time being happy for her. Oh. Yeah, she did say that she did say that. She said, I feel like I should be happy, but I can't. A weird form of partaking in what she envied. No, that does make some sense. Because I don't think Misha's that petty to do, like, revenge sex. Oh, fuck. Damn it. I wasn't paying attention. Okay, text history. Now just make sure I didn't miss anything. Well, it's just the two of us. Okay, no, yeah, we're fine. Okay. Oh, damn. Even the freaking song, Shadow of the Truth. I had these fantasies of Shi-chan staying alone in the office, trying to put everything together all by herself. It seemed so lonely to me, and so sad. I think I wanted it to be that way. That way, I could be there for Shi-chan. And maybe Shi-chan would like me. Even though there was no reason for me to believe it, I did anyway. I wanted it to be true. So I was okay with letting myself believe it, even though I think I knew. That day was really, really beautiful too, Hee-chan. We were done with everything, and I was looking out through the window. Even through the window, the light was so warm. I wanted to stay like that forever, next to Shi-chan. But then I looked at Shi-chan, and she had her back to the window and was still working on something, blocking out the rest of the world. The light was on her shoulders, like when I would put a blanket on my shoulders as a little kid. Oh, so she did dye her hair. Okay. I was gonna say, to me it seemed weird that this one character in particular had like friggin' anime pink hair. Misha stops for a second, as if trying to hold on to the image of Shizune in her mind. Shi-chan looked... It was like Shi-chan looked in a way that made me want to be with her. But it felt like it'd be hard for that to happen. That was a really long time ago. My hair was different back then too. A little messy. I cut it because Shi-chan was always talking about it. Anyway, I told her. Right then and there. I confessed. I was rejected. Oh, I thought that was it, Hee-chan. But Shi-chan was always trying to find me. And I hated Shi-chan again for it. But when I asked her why she was doing it, it was because I was her friend. Her cheeks gave a hint of red in them. I wonder how much experience she has had with crying. And she can keep herself from doing it so well. If she didn't pause to wipe her eyes, I might never have noticed. Having Shi-chan say that made me happy, but also sad. And even though she never meant to hurt me, it still hurts. Even now. Shi-chan has a way of manipulating people, Hee-chan. Sometimes she wants to, sometimes she doesn't really, but it happens anyway. And sometimes, just not sure exactly which one it is. And I feel doubt. I just wish that Shi-chan liked me instead of you. It made me wonder if I was starting to hate you and Shi-chan. Just a little. I didn't like that. So, you were thinking maybe it would be better if I were here at all? She looks confused. The thought has never crossed her mind. That's not it, Hee-chan. I thought about it a lot these last few days, and I don't want to hate anyone. You or Shi-chan. It's so stupid that I ever felt like that, isn't it, Hee-chan? I don't want to think about that kind of stuff ever again. Sometimes you can't help who you fall in love with, girl. Even when you know there's not gonna be no chance. And missing people, being apart from them, I'm tired of it. And don't want to think about it anymore. I already did though. So, I'm still really the worst kind of person. I wasn't thinking that it'd be better if Hee-chan had never come to the school. I was thinking, would it be better if I just died? Oh. Misha presses herself harder against the fence at her back, as if hoping to slip right through it. Without really thinking, I grab her hand. My reflexes are terrible and I manage to only grasp onto a few of her fingers, but it's unimportant. Sorry, it's just that you said something pretty weird just now. Yeah, I guess that's right, Hee-chan. Yeah. Do you want to know what I think? Shizune is the type of person who won't let anyone close to her except on her terms. It's frustrating. Sometimes it's even infuriating. Like a cat. She's like a cat. You can't you can't just come up and pick me up. No, you're gonna wait until I approach you. That probably would have bothered me. When I was in the hospital, anyone who shut me out was dead to me. I'd forgotten all about it until recently. I got a letter, and it was all about that. I was mad. I thought, how can you accuse me of closing myself off from everyone and giving up? Isn't that what everyone else did to me? What else am I supposed to do? Well, what can I do? Yeah, even now, I know that's how it happened, but she was right too. I did close myself off. So I made up my mind, I'm not gonna let that be the case ever again. Hospital? Hee-chan, is that what those pills are for? Just listen, please. Shizune is the opposite of how I was. She has always wanted to draw people closer to her. That's the only reason Shizune was interested in me in the first place, I think. And I think I was determined to not let that happen, in a way. Misha cast her eyes downwards, understanding perfectly. I never realized how hard that can be. And now I feel like I'm going to return the favor. Even if it takes twice as long. I already learned a second language just to get this far. I didn't come this far to get this far, goddammit. It wasn't as hard as I thought. But it was definitely hard. Sometimes I felt like I was clawing my way up a mountain. How my hands hurt. And you did the same thing. And it was for the same reason, wasn't it? That's really amazing. Which is why it makes me sad. And a little angry. I would say a stupid thing like that. That's just what I believe, anyway. Her shoulders slumped, and Misha almost slides to the floor, like she's drained of all energy. You're too dramatic, Hee-chan, she said while looking away, turning her head almost as if she wants to look out at the school grounds, but not turning it enough to do so. The door behind us opens, the sound only barely able to be heard over the ambient breeze. Oh. I've been looking everywhere for you two. Is this some kind of secret meeting? She walks over to us, leaning against the fence next to Misha, as if she needs to stop and catch her breath. Before pushing herself off it and continuing. I'm bored sitting in the student council room every day now without either of you ever coming by. Taking some time off is fine, but this is just too much. Normally Misha and I would be joking and making excuses for ourselves at this point. But this time, there's only silence. Shizune, always expecting resistance, is thrown off balance by the lack of it. A few seconds pass in uneasy silence while Shizune breaks with an ear-shattering snap of her fingers, smiling as if to say, Eureka. Let's do something together. Like what? Anything. We should go to the student council room first, and then figure it out from there. That seems like a trick to get us to do work instead. Very funny. Misha laughs, managing to let out a strained wahaha. As Shizune can't see it, makes me feel better. It means that it wasn't only for her benefit. I was thinking that you both actually could help me with something. What else is there? We can't go out to eat. We already ordered in yesterday. Now it's already breaking policy. 3 days in a row will be unforgivable. But that was already in, Shi-chan. Going out to eat is different. Yeah. Oh, yeah, totally different. You're both kidding yourselves. Before I can reply, Shizune grabs my hand, limiting my ability to do so. My options cut down so drastically I had no choice but to settle for making a face at her instead. She makes one back, or extending her hand to Misha as well. When Misha is reluctant to take it, I walk forward as far as holding onto Shizune at the same time will allow me. And take her hand myself. Shine has a second of smile before Shizune starts pulling us impatiently towards the door, binding us together like a human chain. Although it's dangerous, none of us seem to think of letting go any step of the way through the school, out of the doors, and across the grounds. Aw, this little picture of all them holding hands. This feels familiar, as if we walked like this before. 3 of us, hand in hand. Of course, the mood was a lot happier then. I could see the lingering sadness on their faces. It makes me wonder if anything has really changed. If this is all just a distraction or not. I think it's just me slipping back into being cynical because of the moment. It's a start. To my other self. God damn, how many acts are there in this? Only a day later, the weekend has already arrived. I drop a heavy stack of books on the librarian's desk, not meaning to slam them, but they weigh so much that it happens anyway. Yuko bolts out of her chair with enough force to dislodge her glasses. She barely holds on to them. Oh, hi. Sorry, I'm here to return all those books I was supposed to. Oh, that's great, but I wish you had brought them back sooner. It would be a problem if the library had more copies of everything, but it doesn't, and they act like that's my fault. They? Other students. They can be, pretty pushy. Sorry, it just kind of slipped my mind. It's been a pretty rough couple days. Oh, I suppose you don't want to talk about it. Yuko meekly turns to the task of logging all the books I brought back as returned. Treat them with extreme care and precision, like she's a bomb disposal technician rather than a librarian. Over the past couple of days, I've been thinking about something Misha said. Of course, I thought about everything she said, but one thing in particular keeps coming back. She talked about how she didn't want to miss people or think about being apart from them anymore. When I recall those words, they stopped me cold. Sharp slap across the cheek. In just a few months, we'll be graduating. Misha and Shizune were nearly inseparable, but after graduation, they might not ever see each other again. I wonder if that thought is what started all of this. If Misha were to try and talk to Shizune about it, Shizune likely wouldn't think about it at all. It would sadden her. For that reason, she would try and toss it away. For someone like Shizune, who's so quick to suppress her worries, it'd be easy. Misha tried to be more sensitive than she seemed. It would have crushed her, even more so because Shizune's reaction came off as pretty cold. I don't know if that's how Shizune handled it, but it seems likely. And I can understand why she would act that way. I can also understand why Misha would be troubled by the thought of drifting away from someone who was such an important part of her. I never thought about graduation until that moment. Then I began to think things like, has it really only been less than a year? I started thinking of everyone I met. Not only Shizune and Misha, but everyone else. They were fallen thoughts. Then I thought of losing them. Suddenly, I could understand Misha's anxieties. It could be nice to talk to someone about it. Actually, I kind of want to. Oh, it's the last act. Okay. Don't worry, it won't take that much longer. Shizune is going to be the third longest. Oh, okay. With whom? I could sense an obvious tinge of apprehension in her voice. With you. Oh, really? Are you sure? Why me? Because you're an adult? That's it? That's... I need an adult. I am an adult. Wincing, she fidgets a little in her seat, trying to get comfortable in a pretty uncomfortable looking way. I guess maybe she's okay with it. Is it hard, being an adult? Oh god, yes it fucking is. Yes. I don't think I'm that old though. It's surprising that students now, like Shizune and you, wear stuff like perfumes or cologne. I never did. I still don't use them. By the way, you're not wearing your grape cologne today. Yeah, it wasn't working out for me. Oh, that's good. I thought the same thing. Sorry. Nico looks genuinely sorry, and I feel a pang of guilt. I smile despite myself. A tiny lie like that can come back to bite me in the butt. For Misha, trying to conceal how she felt in order to put on a happy face for Shizune for so long must have been crushing. Someone I know brought up that we're going to be graduating, and I realized that I've never thought about it before. I feel stupid that I can go so long and never think about these things. I met a lot of great people, and I never thought about what it's going to be like to graduate and maybe never see them again. There's still ways you keep in touch. Yeah, I guess. I feel childish. I know everyone's going through the same thing, probably, but you hear this kind of problem a lot. No, I haven't been working here that long. I worry about the same thing when I graduate from high school. I didn't go to school here, though. I also miss my friends. And I wish I kept in touch with them better. I should have tried harder. Yuko isn't really helping me feel better, and she climbs up quickly when she sees it on my face. I don't want to look back and have those same regrets. I wonder if Shizune even thinks about that kind of stuff. Because she goes on sometimes about how she doesn't want to live with any regrets. Wow, that sounds impossible to me. I nod, only halfway wanting to agree. Even so, I think that is kind of admirable too. Kind of brave, don't you think so? Brave is a new way to put it. Yuko shakes her head insistently. It's true though, and also kind of intimidating. Jeez, you should be intimidated by high schoolers. I'll try. She turns away to start folding a sticky note over and over. Pretty idle behavior for a university student, but more importantly, I wonder if I said the wrong thing to her. Being around Shizune for so long, I can't stop reading as much as I can into every moment of silence. If Yuko were the type of person who would get intimidated by high schoolers, it probably wouldn't be so easy to talk to her. It's all too easy to want to shed some negative quality of yours. When I think of everyone I know, it's those qualities I like the best. I don't think I really regret it. I thought, as long as I could remember the good times, that was enough. I don't know. Sorry. My next couple students started to trickle into the library. Decided that my time is up. No, that was helpful. Like two of my friends are fighting because one of them is taking the fact that we might not see each other again after we graduate really hard. And the other is probably being stoic about it, which only makes it worse. I don't get how I'm supposed to handle this kind of situation. It doesn't seem like the kind of problem where I'll have to end up taking a side. But it could turn out that way. And then I have no idea what I'm going to do. You should tell them they shouldn't fight. I know, fighting is bad. It's not Shizune Misha, by the way. Okay. I wasn't really thinking that, though. Oh, how embarrassing. Even though I knew it would be, I still feel my cheeks redden. And even so, I still said something so transparent and blatantly a lie. But it could be that sometimes that is the right way. Do you have any books about people who have to make hard decisions? Oh, we have a lot of self-help books. It's funny that I can find that surprising, because I wouldn't have only a few months. Because I wouldn't have only a few months ago. I mean, not 4. There aren't many, right? Yes. Not many, I mean. But I feel a bit apprehensive about it. I want to talk to Shizune. I don't understand why I feel nervous about it. And that disgusts me a little. It also motivates me to look for her, right then and there. Although I don't have to look very hard. She's in a student council room, as always. Worryingly, Misha isn't with her. When Shizune notices me and looks up for her paperwork, first thing I ask is where she is. I don't know. There's so much uncertainty in her answer that I can't let it go just like that. She's missing a lot of school. Are you the attendance police? That's really strange, coming from the student council president. Shizune hides a laugh behind a cupped hand, and I started to think that I might be worrying for nothing. But then her laughter slowly fades away to a more serious and pensive expression. You're right. Yesterday. I just hit him a knowing smile on her face when she sees my poorly hidden panic at the word. Despite her best efforts, she can't help being satisfied and eliciting surprise from everyone else to the very end. Even then, I could see that she has bigger concerns for how quickly her smile vanishes. Before either of you noticed me, I saw what you were saying. I'm not stupid. If I had, I could still see through Misha while we were walking back. Even if she hadn't told me everything later. She didn't make a big deal out of it, but anyway you look at it, it's my fault, isn't it? What did she tell you? Shizune winces at the question. It's clear she's been expecting it. She follows it up with a very grand gesture. A lot. Like, that I can be selfish and confusing. I tried too hard to bring people around me and then push them away. I didn't know what I should do. I thought she was right to mention all those things, so I just agreed with her. But that only made things worse. I don't understand. I just in her glasses. She looks pretty tired. I hope it isn't because she's been busy avoiding Misha, but I cannot consider the possibility, seeing where this conversation is going. It's true. Even the student council being this small, and us always being swamped with work, is my fault. I might have ended up driving a lot of people off and away from the student council, acting like that. Shizune wags a finger mischievously, acknowledging that might is an understatement. However, from how weirdly she does it, it's obvious the humor is only to put me at ease, and therefore not genuine. Like Lily, for instance. She was the first person to join when I started trying to recruit people again after everyone else left. Because they couldn't stand me, I guess. We managed to put together the last festival, and we around a booth together at the last minute. But I didn't like her because I thought she was selfish, always holding us up in order to attend to one friend of hers or another, and leaving Misha and me alone to sort out things involving the whole school by ourselves. If there were any problems she was going through, she would leave us high and dry while she panicked over it, and wouldn't come back until it was solved. She focused on it 100% and be too preoccupied to focus on any student council work. That was the worst, to me. That she could be so nice and still take so many people for granted. Why even join the student council then? It seems so short-sighted and selfish, don't you think? But it's actually me who's that way. Like Misha said, I always try to pull people close to me, and then shutting them out. That is how I've treated her, which makes me a bad friend. And it feels like I did the same thing to you, then. So, I guess I'm a bad girlfriend too. Even Misha says that you might as well replace her. I'm angry. I screwed things up enough for it to get this out of hand. All I wanted was to... She paused to look for the right words, touching her fingers in concentration. Make people happy, I think. Oh, okay. Time for water. Hang on. Even though that seems like a simple way to put it. As she rests her head against her hand, Shizune's bangs fall delicately across her eyes. Hidden behind those polished glasses, reflecting just the tiniest bit of light. It may be wrong to think so, but right now, she seems especially beautiful. Like a more complete person. Feels like this is my first chance to respond to her outpouring of emotions. Replacing Misha as Shizune's interpreter. Misha must be joking. It took all my energy to keep up with her just now. Her signing filled with gestures I'd never seen before. Likely their habits picked up from Misha. Oh, excuse me. Sparkling water is making me burp. Alright, and developed from years of them being together. I could never place someone so close to her. I like you because I like you. Not because I got tricked into it by you. Despite how hard she tried anyway. I continued to stare back into her eyes. As sharp as ever. The first time I saw them, they had seemed to have been intimidating to me. Like the eyes of a predator. That hasn't changed, which I find reassuring. I still want to make everyone happy. Starting with Misha. Shizune looks a bit annoyed that I would imply she would start with anyone else, and smiles confidently. As though a friend's sadness is a physical opponent she can just strangle into submission. Of course, obviously, naturally. Taking off her glasses, she leans back in her chair and lets out a sigh. It's the first time I've seen her without them on. I don't get a good look before she slips them back on. But I'm too tired to start today. First thing tomorrow. Do you want to help? Yeah. And I have other student council stuff you could help me with while you're at it. Although it turns out that there isn't much other work at all. Oh, look, it's a Kenji. There's no school today, so I expect to be able to sleep in late. Unfortunately, I'll wake up my son mercilessly pounding my door at the 8 in the morning. At first, I think it could be Kenji. But when my shouts of annoyance go unanswered, I realize it's Shizune. She immediately backs away from the door when I open it, quickly concealing something behind her back. Kind of ominous. Oh, what's that? Is it a surprise? I don't really like surprises. The displeased expression on her face says that she wants me to stop being such a wet blanket, but she's too busy fumbling with what's behind her back to sign it. It must be frustrating for her, because seconds later she swings the object out, proudly, and also a little dangerously. That scared me. I thought I was... I thought I was your door. Ta-da! A picnic basket. We can have lunch together, the three of us. It's not really a basket, it looks more like a plastic bag. Taking a quick look inside, I can see that most of the food inside is also store-bought, not homemade. Some items still have the price stickers on. There's a very diverse selection here, though. Even a tiny tin of caviar. I'm slowly becoming more impressed with this lunch. Pick a grape out of there, pop it in my mouth. Don't just take things like that. I spent all night perfecting this final weapon. Shizune places it down on the ground to free up her hands, and immediately starts playfully tapping it between her feet like a soccer ball. Definitely not what you should do to anything you're going to call a final weapon. All part of my get Misha to stop being so depressed plan. I stayed up all last night working on it. When we tried to order in last time, Misha barely got anything, and used it as an excuse to leave early. I won't let her get off so easily this time. The food is already here. She'll have to sit down and eat with us. It's the perfect bait. Doesn't everything look irresistible? I tried to make it myself, but I don't know how to make it all look fancy, so I ended up buying everything. Still looks delicious, doesn't it? It should be. She's very perky today. Do something with the thought of cheering Misha up, although it's odd to see her so happy about it. I know that she's just as unsure now as she was yesterday. The only thing that has changed is that by viewing it as another sort of challenge for herself, she could put her worries aside and throw herself into it recklessly. It has worked well enough for Shizune so far, it would surprise me if it's the only way she knows how to live. It's a little early, though. It's already 8 in the morning. That's late. And Misha gets up at 8 or 9. She goes to bed at 7 p.m., but that isn't important. It's very important. Shizune ignores me, gagging my hands by taking them in hers instead of a more proper rebuttal. The way she lingers against me a moment longer than expected feels really comforting. The point is, she's awake right now, walking around somewhere. Let's go find her. She sprints out the door impatiently, and her gusto as she drags me along looking for Misha makes me feel more like I'm following a hunter on a safari than looking for a mutual friend. We don't have to look very hard. Even cropped short, her pink hair stands out. The fact that she's just meandering around the grounds out in the open makes it even easier. Now I'm sounding like a safari hunter. Misha! Huh? We were just looking for you. It's a good day for a picnic. You should join us. We even have caviar. Not sturgeon, of course, but really tasty. Caviar? Sturgeon? Apparently finding it annoying to have to explain anything at length with only one hand, Shizune gives up quickly. Fish eggs. What? It tastes good. Sorry, Shichan. I think I'll pass for today. When Misha starts to walk away, Shizune holds the bag out towards me, needing me to take it so that her hands can be free. As soon as it's out of her hand, she darts in front of Misha, cutting her off. I made so much food, though. Sorry, but I'm just not hungry right now. When are you gonna be hungry, then? Shichan, that's impossible to know. You can guess. The tension between them infuriates Shizune, and she's trying to deal with it by trying to tear through it. But that approach isn't going to work. I thought and hoped that Misha had gotten herself together, but I guess she was just cut too deep by what happened. In that case, it's really out of anyone's hands. I believe that Shizune might understand that, on some level. If she didn't, she wouldn't have any doubts at all. Because she can't speak, though, I've learned to notice her hesitation. It's very clear. She might as well be screaming. Misha waves her hands in front of her, not wanting to continue the discussion any further, and quickly slips away. Shizune fumes silently, reluctant to let her go, but having no way to keep her here. Wait, did I skip some dialogue there? Okay, no, I didn't. Okay. Just the way it transition was a little odd. As Misha's brat grows smaller in the distance, I wonder where she's heading off to. Is Shizune wondering the same thing as she bites her lip in frustration? I want to touch her reassuringly on the shoulder, but I stop myself, not knowing if it's the right thing to do. Not because she looks fragile, vulnerable, or sad. It's the opposite. After a while, her expression belies no emotion at all. Only contemplation. Suddenly she whirls around. Now all this food is going to waste. It's going to go to waste. Yeah. That makes me mad. Although it's obvious Shizune is more hurt than mad. The bag dangling from my hand feels like it's filled with lead. Oh. So she says, let's go on a date. Let's use it then. Where do you want to go? I don't know. The roof. It's my favorite spot. A wry smile appears on her face, disappearing just as quickly. On the roof, I immediately crack open the caviar, ignoring a derisive look from Shizune all the while. I end up putting it down immediately. Where are the toast points? I didn't make any. Like I told you, I bought everything. Not toast points, though. Why is that important? Anyway, they don't sell just toast points. That'd be stupid. I bet they do. Maybe in storage for the exceptionally lazy, but not here. Why don't you use a tortilla chip? A tortilla chip is not the same. They're both triangles. Stop being such a princess. I didn't know there was a proper way to eat caviar. This is the first time I'm hearing of it. It's not the same thing at all. I can't be decadent like this. Anyway, how could she not know? She lives in a huge mansion. Shizune takes the opportunity to scoop half of the tin into a single chip in the meantime. Hey! I'm sure it doesn't even taste good like that. There's too much food here for 2 people. Because we can't communicate with each other while we eat, well, Shizune and I have a lot of time to sit in silence and think about the fact that Misha, the person she set all this up for, isn't here. It's annoying that she isn't here. I can't even enjoy my meal like this. I stared at the paper cup next to her, still half full of juice. I thought you didn't want all this food to go to waste. I wanted Misha to be here too. That was the whole point. I wasn't able to accomplish what I wanted to, so it doesn't taste good. You should eat it. Eat more. I want the fried things though. You keep eating them all, even though you say they don't taste good. Fried things are always delicious. There's always an exception for them. You'll get fat. I think you're being too aggressive. It's like I told you yesterday. I'm only trying to cheer her up. Yeah, but it seems more like you're planning a military campaign. I'm only trying to take it seriously. And this is the only way I know how to do it seriously. I feel so powerless. I hate it. I can't even yell at her too, even though I want to. Yelling is for serious occasions, right? Yeah. You should yell at Misha for me. You tell her that I want her to stop being so down. Stop being sad. Even if she feels sad and alone, it's no reason to stay gloomy forever. Why don't you? Why don't you? I already did. Over a game of dice. Under over, to be exact. I won. 5 times. Only 2 that would take so much pride in winning games of pure chance. Then, I tried to talk to her, but it didn't go so well, obviously. Well, so did I. I tried and failed. My goal has always been to do everything better, though. Yeah, your one-upmanship is really something. But I failed too. That's why I want your help. I don't understand what I'm supposed to do anymore. For someone like Shizune, who has only ever interacted with the world by locking horns with every obstacle in her path, understanding only goes so far. I want to tell her that she doesn't have to worry. That she's great at cheering people up because she managed to cheer me up my first week here. In retrospect, I must have looked like kind of a dick, being in such a sour mood from the moment I came here, even though I don't think I was being unreasonable. Even having months to digest it, finding out that you have a heart defect like I did is hard to deal with. I had much less time to mull over suddenly being transferred to Yamako on top of that. Spending the festival with Shizune really helped me out of a rut. I was happy, and I was to forget that the entire time it felt like as though she were manipulating me. I understand now that I had allowed myself to be manipulated. Even though I felt like I was at the bottom of the world, I still wanted to have a normal life again. I'm sure, because I enjoy what I have now. I think it must be the same for everyone, including Misha. Everyone wants someone there to pull them up out of their self-pity. It's just that Misha always wants Shizune to be that person. Because they can't be together, I think Misha feels that she can't accept Shizune's hand. And that frustrates Shizune. And if she could cheer up a stranger like me, then she'll die trying with Misha. I can see it in her eyes too. Though she tries to treat it like any other problem in her life. Shizune cannot do that with Misha's depression. Her thought processes are entirely different. In some ways more careful, in some ways more reckless and frenetic. She cares that much more. I am not saying anything. Probably because sitting next to her like this, just the 2 of us, is pleasant enough in itself. That I don't want to interrupt the moment with a question. And partly for a more cowardly reason. I started to think they weren't, but I don't know if her actions that day might not have been an afterthought. Or even a fluke. Just a collection of coincidences. I don't know that would change anything, but I'm uncomfortable thinking about it. The fence behind me trembles slightly, and I turn to see that it's because Shizune has fallen asleep leaning against it. Considering she shows up all night, it's not surprising. Where does all that motivation come from? Not just in regards to Misha. I'm cynical, so it's hard for me to just accept that anyone could simply be that strong. My first thought was that maybe it's because she hates herself. It's very plausible. Leaning against her feels sad, knowing that that might be the case. But it could be that we're similar in that we both want to be better people. Oh. Okay, that's a good point to stop, though. We're finally in Act 4. Ah, that was... Oh, man. This recent chapter was kind of... emotionally heavy. Tongue-tied. That was this one. This is called Invasion. Oh, that's interesting. So this means that as you play the game, there's like more of these little cutouts like spread all across, right? I'm assuming. It's how Shoujo gets pretty heavy at times. Those chapters are charged, yeah. It's nice that they're offset by Kenji's stupid conspiracy theories and all that, but... Man. Just that recent one. Ooh. And the fact that I was right about Misha, that she liked Shizune. Man. It's sad. Having unrequited love like that. And right now, I mean... Teenagers, I mean, they don't quite understand that there's worse out there. So this heartbreak just feels like the worst thing that could happen to her. And that's why she's depressed about it. We need the breaker. It's really hard when you're a teenager, yeah. Yeah, so... I'm really hoping that, you know, there's a happy end to this, that they can work out those differences and stuff, but... Oh, man. Knowing that there was already a bit of some type of relationship between them. Not in the way that Misha obviously wants it, but the fact that it can't be that way, and then someone shows up out of the blue and suddenly has that relationship that you were hoping for with them, it's... I feel bad for Misha, don't get me wrong. I really feel for her, that poor girl. But I mean, also not anyone's fault that Hisao and Shizune ended up liking each other. And that Shizune just wasn't into Misha, so... Oh. But at least I'm glad to know that I made the right call about refusing to come for her, because that was giving me some vibes. And I was right to trust my gut. Anyway, we're gonna call it a night here. This makes me curious about seeing the other girls, honestly, to see how their story plays out. If it hits that heavy with just those two, like... I seriously want to see the others. Like, Lily for sure is like the next one I wanted to pursue. I'm not sure who would be the one after that. These three are kind of like on even footing in terms of my interests, I guess. It could go either way. But anyway. Oh man, I'm gonna need distraction after that because that was like, yeah, that was. I'm carrying the residual sadness of it of that. So I know I'm gonna cry at some roots. There are some tracks I haven't teared even out. Oh, yeah. I mean, I didn't cry, but at the end, I felt it. Don't get me wrong. I felt something, and I'm still kind of feeling it. So, all right. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. All right, guys. So have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your day, night, whatever. I'll see you guys tomorrow night with Fallout New Vegas, and then it's back to this on Thursday. All right. So until then, take care, guys. Bye bye.